That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 78 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and bloody.
Oh.
One blood. Two. That's the count.
The Count.
He counts.
Says official name, the Count.
His name's actually Peter.
Peter Count.
Peter Count. No, I don't know what I'm guessing that's his real name.
I bet he's got some crazy name that they have on his wiki that they don't ever say.
Yeah, you have to be like a deep Sesame fan to get that.
A big seed head.
But before we get into any of these longer stories we have for you today, we're going to catch you up on some weird news that you might have missed. As men get into fight over cheese balls, says Glen Rock Police.
Okay.
So, this 54-year-old man and this 56-year-old man...
I mean, what else do you have to do in your 50s, I guess?
They got in a heated dispute over cheese balls. There's not a lot of details about this, but apparently they were separated by the patrons of the store before, the police got there. And they were told not to go back to the store, and they didn't file police reports against each other. But my question is, what kind of cheese balls are we talking here?
Yeah, are they talking about, like, cheesy poofs?
No, because... So, you ever seen that big tub of cheese balls that they have at, like, CVS?
I am American, yes.
Are those good? I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of, like, the cheesy treat variety. You get some extra hot Flamin' Cheetos, I'm down. But, like, give me some old school regular ass Cheetos. It's not my thing.
See, I like the hot Cheetos. I like the regular Cheetos. This is a very controversial thing because I've heard many people these are their favorite.
Okay.
And even Katie said these are her favorite. But
who?
Katie, my girlfriend. And she likes the Cheeto Puffs. I do not like the Cheeto Puffs.
It's just air.
I'm just like I'm a Captain Crunch guy. I
like Crunch.
I'm a hard Cheeto guy.
Daddy like the Crunch.
I like dense snacks, and I don't like to mess around.
That's why if you ever go to Wingstop, you can ask them to cook them crispy, and they'll overcook them so there's a lot of crunch. Because I mean, usually when you get like the fried chicken, my favorite part's this little crispy tidbits that fell off.
See, now we're gonna get in a whole nother debate. Are we talking bone in or boneless?
See, I know my stance is always a very hated stance, but see, I like spicy. And my thing is that with bones, when it comes to wings, you got to get your lips all over that fucker.
Okay.
And so I like the extra spicy stuff. So for me, it's bone out because I can get the whole thing in there without. Because
because the lips are when they start cracking. And
once you get the extra spicy shit on your lips, there's no going back, and you're just in pain.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to contain the flavor in my mouth, not on the outside.
Okay.
And so I'm all bone out. I'll do bone in if I'm doing
boneless.
Boneless.
Bone out.
Yeah, you just got to yeet that out. But yeah, I have nothing against bone in. It just can't be the Inferno XXX extra hot shit, because then once it gets on your lips, it's game over.
See, my thing is I'm boneless because I think you just get more bang for your buck.
True.
Because they're about the same size.
But typically it's more expensive.
Not always.
Not always.
But I just like it's less messy, like you said. I don't want to be getting it all over my face. I like to maybe just put a fork in there, pop it in the mouth. You know, I don't like. But there's also a certain time and place where you're like, oh, okay, like a Super Bowl party. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I get those bones in
but
there.
You get a little drumstick. I don't like the wings because then you gotta fish the meat out in between
you
the
use
bones.
The tongue. You punch it out. Punch it out with your tongue.
There's people who have like you can find YouTube videos of people who found the best way to eat a bone-in wing.
Well, you know the technique
good.
with the wings, right? You twist it and then you pull one of the bones out.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Or use the tongue.
I mean, we got far away from cheese balls, but I mean,
we do that.
Well, unpopular opinions today: boneless and hard Cheetos.
Crunch. Open that bag, let it sit for a week.
Anyway, both these guys are dead now, I think.
I'm sorry?
They killed each other over the cheese balls.
Oh, no.
No, they got...
I was about to say you didn't say that part.
No, they got separated. They're good. They're all good.
They got separated by 6 feet of dirt.
They're getting some boneless and bone-in wings together now.
Maybe.
They each got a little bit of both. You know why? Because there's enough for everybody.
Okay.
You got some stories for me? I mean,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
a news story for me?
Yeah. Joe Biden jokingly calls the voter a lying dog-faced pony soldier at a New Hampshire event. I have
you
nothing
lo-
against the man, but God, he makes some good headlines.
You love Joe Biden headlines.
It was a reference to a John Wayne quote that nobody seemed to have heard of. That's the subtitle.
Why were you gonna quote somebody who's like, I don't have anything against John Wayne now, but like, he was like pretty openly racist, right?
I believe so.
That might have been a slur. What do you say? It was a dog-faced pony show. What do you say?
It was a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Oh,
Or like I like to call it an LDFPS.
that's it. Yeah, that's the proper. That's
Yeah.
the proper terminology. Wow. I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time to me, though. I have another story as woman with 5 warrants gave fake name that also had warrant. So this lady got pulled over because she didn't use her signal, which is a bullshit thing to get pulled over for in the first place.
Well, I mean, if you live in LA, it's mind-blowing when people do use their turn signals.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. If it's
I don't know where it is everywhere else, but here that they don't exist.
anyone but me who gets pulled over, that's fine. If it's me that gets pulled over for not using, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
But this lady got pulled over for not using her signal, and they're just gonna pull her over a routine traffic stop, and they saw something fly out her window, and they're like, "What was that?" So they asked what her name was, and she gave the name, Porshala Strawn.
I'm sorry, what?
Porshala Strawn.
What was her real name?
Sharika Strawn. Oh, is that her cousin or? Oh, I think it was just I think she just gave a random first name.
Porshala?
Porshala, but her name was.
Is that a real name?
Yes.
I've
P-O-R.
never heard of the name Porshala.
Well, her name is Sharika.
Okay, I've known Sharikas. I've gone to school. I've had classmates named Sharika.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this person named Porshala.
Porshala. I'm gonna reactivate my Facebook to see if there's how many people on Facebook have the name Porshala.
It's spelled like Porsche.
Yeah.
But ALA at the end. But yeah, so she gave that name, and they said, "Oh yeah, you have a warrant for your arrest." So they arrested her, and on the way to jail, she's like, "That's not my real name."
Like, by the way, what is it worse than what my actual charges are?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like, you killed 18 kids.
I was about to say, it's like she had 5 arrest warrants, but one might have been like loitering, littering, and then the other one, the
An
one
unpaid ticket.
The one warrant was just like, you tried to assassinate the president. Be like, oh god damn it! Why'd I do that? So, yeah, I think she's in jail now. I mean, she had 5.
She didn't have a third alias.
She absorb Porshala's. Oh no,
Porshala's off the hook.
No, she did get a 6. That's given a false name.
Yeah.
And littering because she threw something out of her
Littering
car
and
and not using her signal. There's a lot going on here, but I guess just
smoking the reefer.
give your real name.
Free porn offered to quarantine coronavirus cruise passengers.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I just read that. I almost read that out. Like
Yeah.
I switched because I didn't know the site.
Yeah.
You know the site?
It says it is
Cam Soda.
Cam Soda.
I don't know Cam Soda.
I think Cam Soda's a fairly big one.
Is that like one of those?
It's a webcam one.
Oh,
so
it's the girls just like in the webcams who are just like, hey,
which honestly,
tip me.
if I'm trapped on a fucking cruise ship and they offer that to me, I'm gonna do it and just be like, hey, keep the clothes on. I just want to talk to someone. Like, I'm trapped in a fucking room that's going up and down.
I just want to talk to someone who's not my wife.
I've been seasick for 8 days. Can you just tell me what it's like on the outside?
What are you eating? Are you eating anything but cruise food? Please just press it up to the camera.
I know, even edible underwear sounds good.
It's fruit roll up. I ate a fruit roll up for the first time like a month ago.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
But they're weird.
I had I was working and the crafty table had which if people that don't know, on any type of film production, commercials, TV, movies, whatever, there's crafty tables, which is a table that's on set that is full with endless snacks basically. And
Not
it's usually
the best snacks. Sometimes
Well,
it's a good.
This was a very high budgeted thing, so it had
Okay.
the good snacks. And this is the time where I sit back and I really get to spread my wings and try things that I would never buy in a store.
True.
And that's one of my favorite things about the crafty table, because it's like I find new things that I like, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy that because I don't know what it is. I had fruit leather stamps.
That is the same thing, right?
So
so fruit
it's
leather
like-
comes in the
Yeah, so
rectangle.
It's usually it looks like the thing you patch your elbow with on your jacket. But
It's on a
basically,
tweed jacket.
yeah, basically to save money, this company is like, you know what, we could make stamps, charge the same amount, and use half the material. So they're basically just little circles, little stamp, like cut out.
They just found a way to
button
give
size.
you less fruit leather.
Exactly. And I had that, and I was like, this is just like a healthier fruit roll up cut into a circle.
I still love that Michael Scott scene when they're at Jim and Pam's wedding, and he asked Pam's mom for a fruit leather. He goes, "You have any snacks?" She goes, "I have this fruit leather," and he goes, "Oh, I'll take it." And she goes, "It's apricot."
Oh,
And
yeah,
he goes, "Ugh," and he licks it, and he goes, "Tastes like made with real apes." So fucking stupid. Oh god. I
Yeah.
love that show. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of. I'm not a stamp guy. I'm a tattoo guy. I put the
The
tattoos.
stamps were nice.
No, remember the tattoos that you press them against your tongue, and then you have like a little skateboarder guy on your tongue.
You're an idiot.
No,
You're supposed to briefly lick it, then stick it to your arm. So
No,
the tattoo
then
was on your arm, you
then you're-
fucking moron.
am I the idiot? I think you're supposed to do it on your tongue because now you just have a fucking sticky arm.
Yeah. Little kids are just sticky. That's the whole point.
That's why they're so sticky.
That's why I hate little kids. They're just sticky.
They're like, "Welcome to new fruit leather. Wear it as clothes instead."
No, man. Are you talking about like the zebra gum that had the thing on the wrapper?
No, I'm talking about there was a time where you roll it out and then they had like blue tattoos and you like press it against your tongue and then it would show up on your tongue. It would only stay there for about a couple minutes and then go
Yeah, I'm
away,
pretty
but
sure you're supposed to lick it and put it on your arm.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure.
I don't think so.
What would be the point of a tattoo on your tongue?
Dude, I don't know. What's the point of any of that? You're just going to eat it anyway. The tattoos disappear in 2 seconds. Zebra gum doesn't last at all.
It doesn't. It tastes so good for 2 seconds.
We're
That's about it.
tangenting right now, but I have one more little story that's just fun.
All right. If it's fun, then yeah, include it.
Golden retriever named Finley breaks world record for most tennis balls in mouth. It was 6.
That's it. I'll do 7. Get me 7 tennis balls.
But there's a picture, and he's so cute. Oh,
I mean, that one's barely in his mouth. I don't count it.
that counts. He's holding it.
Barely.
You can.
They super glued it.
How many tennis balls? Can you
Hold
fit
on,
in
hold
one?
on. Show me that picture again.
Okay. There's one behind the other one.
So we have. There's 5 visible.
There's probably one.
Where's the 6th?
lodged back there?
Did he survive this
swallowed
incredible
it.
feat?
He swallowed it. Don't talk bad about Finley. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. What have you done? Look at him. He's so handsome. He's just a handsome boy.
That's a good looking boy.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's just a one to keep you
Keep you
you smiling after all this argument about cheese balls and wings and there's a video of him dumping them out of his
As
mouth.
long as we're not talking about Twizzlers.
Don't get me started on Twizzies. Hate them. Anyway, are we caught up on any news?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's all for me.
Well, I
I
guess-
stuck to 2 today.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I guess we better catch up on some coffee because if you want some coffee, you better go to Spring Hill Jack because Spring Hill Jack makes the best coffee this side of the. Where's a big river besides the Mississippi? Colorado.
The Colorado.
Yeah, it's real good. They're based in Ohio, so they're not this side. They're that side. But yeah. So go try some Spring Hill Jack. It's amazing. They're great. It's cheap. It's affordable. And guess what? It wakes you up in the morning, just like coffee's supposed to do. And it's rich and bold and brown and
Western.
John Wayne drinks it. Why don't you? Anyway, check out springhilljack.coffee and go get some yourself. Okay? Let's get into these stories. Now, David, you told me a story this week that I have to out you for. But it is related to my story.
Okay.
So you met somebody this week
Okay.
that well, I'll just say this. The story is a very controversial one for this podcast, as David has in the past spoke of undying love for the Beetle.
Oh,
The Beetle.
the Beetle.
What's his name, David?
Beetlejuice.
Yes. So although the story is not about our big bad Beetle Boy, It is about a possible relative or an influence. But first, before we get into this, David, what is that story that happened with Beetle this week?
Well, I was working a Oscars thing. It was technically, what's funny is that it was the live feed for Good Morning Britain.
Love that show.
And so it was like Good Morning America, but the British version. And so, AKA, we were doing a live broadcast at, I think it was from 10 p.m. to like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were at one of the hotels where a lot of the celebrities stay. And I was outside with a jib crane helping the camera operator, do his stuff. And a guy came and he said, "Hey." And I said, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "What are you guys doing?" I go, "We're doing a thing for Good Morning Britain." He goes, "Oh, cool." And he walks in and we walked away. I realized that it was Michael Keaton.
It was Beetle himself.
I didn't recognize him at first. It wasn't until we walked away that I realized that it was him.
You motherfucker.
He's much...
Is he smaller? Or
Yeah.
what, is he less dead? Because Beetlejuice is very dead.
He's just... he's yeah, he's
talking like this.
he was smaller than I expected.
Well, what are you guys doing over here?
Yeah.
Anyway, so now, David, this will prove once and for all if you are even a slight Beetle fan or if you are a phony.
I've never seen the movie.
How do you summon...
You say his name 3 times in the mirror.
Fuck.
I know
I
that
was
much.
gonna say, how do you summon our friend from beyond the grave? Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. Well, most of us know that, but we also know of someone else who needs to hear their name 3 times in order to wreak havoc. A name that strikes fear in the hearts of children and adults everywhere. A name that makes you afraid to flick the light switch off. A name that can possibly save you from a head-splitting hangover. That's right. You guessed it. Today, I will be telling you about the legend of
Jimmy Kimmel?
Bloody Mary. So, Bloody Mary.
I thought it was Candyman.
Very good point.
Okay.
That is something I was going to say, is that Bloody Mary shares its lore with, it's a very old legend, and a newer version is Candyman.
Okay.
Where you say Candyman 3 times.
Yeah.
Or I've actually never seen that movie, to tell you the truth. I've seen
Okay.
parts of it with like the bees and everything, the classic bee scene.
Are you
But
saying beads?
bees. But like Beetlejuice is like another one where like you say his name, like that's how you summon something, is you say it 3 times, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
It all kind of stems from Bloody Mary itself, even if they don't even know when they're making Beetlejuice, but that's usually where it comes from.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know the ritual of Bloody Mary, I will tell you right now. It goes like this. One person, usually at a gathering like a sleepover, is supposed to...
I love having sleepovers.
Still? It's weird. When you get older, you're just like, I will do anything to sleep in my own bed tonight.
Yeah.
It's so opposite of once you have free reign.
Well, especially once Uber and Lyft came around.
True.
It's like there's no excuse for you to stay anywhere.
No, true. But like I used to have fun. Like, oh, I want to sleep over at somebody's house. Now I'm like, I will do anything to go
What are you doing
home.
this weekend? You want to have a sleepover?
Nope.
I've got a guest room. Full
You
bed.
do. Okay, I'll think about it. So like I said, usually at a gathering or a sleepover, one person is supposed to go into the bathroom alone. Like most times you go to the bathroom.
The sheets are clean.
Next, stop. Next, not if I summon Bloody Mary. Next, all the lights are turned off so that the room is pitch black with no light coming through. Then, I didn't know about this part, I never did this. Then, a candle is lit and placed on the back of the sink near the mirror to provide enough light to see the mirror itself as well as your reflection. Lastly, you are then supposed to look into the mirror without blinking and slowly speak her name 3 times. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Once you speak her name for the 3rd time, it is said that a hideous witch soaked in blood or a horrible, disfigured dead girl is said to appear, sometimes grabbing you into the mirror, climbing out of the mirror, and strangling you or clawing out your eyes, or standing behind you and waiting to rip your throat out. Now, is that how you remember it?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know the details of what exactly she would do, but I mean, I just assumed she would fucking rip you apart. I don't know.
I actually
All those news reports of those kids getting, dismembered.
those kids getting ripped apart.
Yeah, just
I was
right
like-
down the middle.
They're like, oh, there's a serial killer out there. I'm like, you're dealing with Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
That's your problem right
And
there.
Case dropped.
You dumb fucking cops. What are you doing looking for a person?
Have you
Look
been-
in the goddamn mirror.
Have you been watching The Outsider on HBO?
No, that's a
should.
Stephen King book.
It's good. It's very good.
Is that about Bloody Mary?
No.
Then I don't want to read it.
I'm just saying it's something that's like, I don't know.
You don't want to spoil anything.
No.
Okay. I'll check it out.
It's interesting for sure.
So another thing is you can also spin 3 times. This is new to me.
Yeah.
If she
Gets
doesn't
you real dizzy.
if she doesn't appear the first time, you could spin 3 times, and hopefully she will then. Also, some stories say that you have to say her name 13 times, but honestly, nobody got all that time to stand around and get murdered. So
If we wanted to, we could detach one of these mics. We could attach a couple. We could rope some of these XLRs together.
to the bathroom.
We could go all the way to the bathroom. We could do this.
We're gonna do ASMR in the bathroom.
I mean, it wouldn't be We could whisper if you really wanted to.
Oh, I dare you to forget the mic in there and then get it the next day and see what you find in those fucking audio files.
I don't want to.
You're like, did you murder a beluga whale in there?
A lot of screaming, a lot of splashing. Looks like we've got at least 4 more XLRs. We could make it.
Or we could just lie and say we're standing in front. You don't have to be in a bathroom.
Oh, you could hear the difference of the audio.
That's true. But you don't have to be in a bathroom to do this. You just have to be in a dark room with a mirror. I don't have any mirrors in here. I don't like to look
I
at
know
myself.
why. I
just-
wouldn't either,
I just
buddy.
get sad.
What if you did the
I have the
selfie?
Funhouse- I have
What if
the
you did selfie mode on your phone? Would that work?
She can't fit through an iPhone, maybe a Plus. Right?
Yeah.
Bigger screen.
I'm not rich enough for that plus.
You get a hand through there, strangle you. But anyway, so this form of divination or summoning of spirits using a mirror is known as catoptromancy.
Catoptromancy.
Catoptromancy. Like I said, that's why I don't have no mirrors. I don't
It's
trust
Latin
them.
for countertop mancy.
Trust mirrors. See, that's the problem. Everybody these days just trusts mirrors too much,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, no one really knows.
You ever do the thing where you press your finger up against the mirror to see if it's a two-way mirror? You put your index finger against the mirror, and if there's like a gap in between your fingers, that means it's a two-way mirror.
The only mirrors I have in my place, one goes into a medicine cabinet.
Oh, it's a two-way mirror.
Might be.
My medicine watches me judging.
But I will say that my bathroom is the opposite of my neighbor's bathroom. And
Ooh.
for whatever reason, that wall is paper thin. I can hear people breathing through that thing sometimes.
Does it sound like there's a beluga whale getting murdered on the other side?
I've never had that experience, but I've definitely you can hear people literally
using their oh, really?
yeah. I've been there for 4 years. I've never heard a big old dump, but
Well, you're the splash.
I haven't heard any of that.
You're
But
in the splash zone, baby.
I will say it is very uncomfortable that you can hear the slightest of movement on the other side of the wall.
I don't even want to know what they hear.
Oh, they hear some real bad stuff.
So, like I said, this form of summoning or of spirits using a mirror is called catoptromancy. And catoptromancy started because of people's beliefs that the mirror is actually a portal to the realm of spirits. The idea actually developed when, back in the day during funerals, the dead would stay in a home or funeral parlor for days, and the homes would have to cover up all the mirrors in the house because they believed that if the spirit of the person caught a glimpse of themselves in the mirror, that they would remain in the house forever due to the due to the mirror trapping their spirit.
I mean, you really think about it. Okay, put yourself in the body of someone from when the fuck mirrors were
Done.
invented.
I'm there. I'm in there. I'm in
Just-
the mirror.
but,
I'm in the person.
Before they had movies of horror things, a mirror's a kind of a trippy idea.
It's very scary.
If you don't have, the things that we have today that scare us, I don't know, war. No, I'm kidding. There's always been a war.
Viruses.
But, just the horror movies and shit like that has definitely, I'm sure it's
We're
dimmed-
desensitized, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can only imagine, being creeped out by a mirror. The first time ever seeing a mirror when it was, first a thing, that's a creepy idea.
I mean, one of the first movies just to...
Harry Potter terrified me.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that one of the first movies, I learned this in film history or something
train?
like that. Yeah, the train.
The Arrival.
Yeah,
I think it's called The Arrival.
Everybody who took any kind of film class knows about like one of the first films they showed in a movie theater.
I think it was the first.
Yeah, and it was a train arriving at a station, and as people sat in the theater and watched it, everybody started screaming when the train started coming at them, and they like.
I think someone died from it. I think someone got trampled and killed because there was
Yeah.
such a panic that they
Yeah.
thought the train was coming through the wall to hit them.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you, like, when we're not used to these things, it's kind of like in VR. You know, you put your grandma on a VR headset.
And you don't have a grandma anymore.
And then
it's going to kill her. Stop putting grandmas in VR. 2020.
that's my
But I
presidential.
want the inheritance.
That's my presidential stance. I will not put grandmas in VRs anymore. I'm JFK for some reason now too. Anyway,
well, then you got the other guy saying, I'm putting all the grandmas in VR. We need more jobs. Your
Oh,
grandma working
fuck. I
that
did
9 to
take-
5,
take
that can be your 9 to 5.
I did take their job, but yeah, exactly. And mirrors are also associated with vampires. We all know that. We all know that. You know, there's a lot of mysticism surrounding mirrors.
Yeah.
Now, the image of Bloody Mary has changed over time due to her uncertain origin. So let me clear that up quickly. There's, I think, 3 pretty solid ones that people use. So, like I said, there's a lot of speculation about who Bloody Mary actually is. So many people mistakenly believe that Bloody Mary is actually Mary the First of England, which is actually not true in a sense. Although Mary the First of England received the moniker Bloody Mary, it wasn't because of her desire to murder others and use their blood to sustain her beauty. It was because she had a number of Protestants put to death during her reign as she tried to reestablish Catholicism in certain regions. She was the daughter of King Henry VIII. Okay. I don't know which wife, because he had 5 wives and he killed a bunch. But he was just one of her daughters, and she got that moniker. And actually, Elizabeth, another queen, killed about the same number of people, but she didn't get a shitty moniker like Bloody Mary. She got Elizabeth, like Virgin Elizabeth or something like that. So she had like a good one. So
It was an ironic one because she fucked everybody.
did she?
No, I mean, like, she killed a bunch of people.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I mean, we don't know. She
might have been a total freak.
Yeah.
Yes, queen. Take that power.
But no, everybody had syphilis back then in their powdered wigs, right?
I mean, once you've got it, there's
Just
no
share
harm
it.
in sharing
Just
it.
share it. But I mean, we all know that lizards live forever, so whatever.
It's true. And lizards don't get syphilis.
Yeah.
That's a koala thing.
What?
Isn't it like 80% of koalas have syphilis?
Hey, you know what? Let's just push that narrative. I like it. That's my next presidential stance. So, another version of Bloody Mary is in the form of a witch from the Salem witch trials that went by the name Mary Worth. It is said that Mary Worth was a witch that lived out in a small cabin in the New England woods that would practice Wicca.
It's a chlamydia. 90% of koalas have chlamydia.
Thank you for that, David. Like I said,
Sorry.
Mary Worth was a witch that lived out in a small cabin in the New England woods that would practice Wicca and sell herbal remedies to the townfolk. I mean, now she would be thriving, right? Wicca bitches selling herbal remedies. They're the coolest ones at the party. You want to be hanging out with them, right?
Yeah.
Got some tattoos going up your arm. You got a dream catcher earrings hanging from your ears.
Yeah.
You got a
Pristine
hair.
Dreamcast.
You haven't. Yeah, Dreamcast. They brought a Dreamcast. Everyone's like, "How do you play this?" They have dirty hair that they haven't washed in 14 hours.
Well, that's
hours,
not that unusual.
years. I mean, 14 hours. What the fuck? I have a high standard for hair. Fuck.
You gotta wash it every 14 hours.
So, of course, though, children started to go missing. You know how
That just tends to happen.
that happens in the New England woods. Not bad parenting. It's the witch. And guess who got the shit end of the shovel? So Mary Worth.
Is that a saying? 'Cause I like that.
No, but I just made it up.
The shit end of the shovel.
It might be a saying. Can you Google that real
I'll
quick?
Google it.
I literally wrote it and I went, that's a good saying. I don't know if that's one, but it came into my mind. The shit end of the shovel.
You fucked up by putting that on in the podcast. You could have sold that to
To Pepsi.
Urban Dictionary.
Shit end of the shovel.
Yeah.
Fuck.
A more original and creative metaphor for saying something is unbelievably shit.
Or a shovel.
Well, hold on. We got the commonly used by the cool kids. Oh, I thought I was talking about the rap group Cool Kids. Never mind. Fuck that. Where's my favorite part where it uses it in a sentence? Okay,
find
so
it.
we've got a character. His name is Ross. Ross says, "Sup, Minecraft nerds? The Minecraft posse. Go away. We're discussing the." Hold on.
Come on, finish it.
As we do, have to start over. Ross.
Ugh.
Sup, Minecraft nerds? The Minecraft posse. Go away. We're discussing the new Minecraft graphic pack beta version 1.4.6.7.4. Ross. Minecraft is shit on a shovel, you benders.
Shit on a shovel or the shit end of the shit end of the
Oh
shovel?
yeah, this is shit on a shovel. My bad.
This has nothing to do with anything. I fucking hate you. I hate you so much.
To be fair, I did Google shit end of the shovel, and the first thing that came up was shit on a shovel. So, I think shit end of a shovel is free for you to
Okay.
Here is like shit off of a shovel.
No.
I think you're fair game. I think you've got this one.
Okay, the shit end of the shovel.
But you fucked up by using it because now, you know.
We don't have to post this. We could
don't.
be millionaires.
We could
David.
we could sell it to Jeffrey Ross.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
He makes fun of people. So, let me continue about Mary Worth
wonder who this
with
Ross guy
with her
is.
shit shovel. So, Mary Worth was, of course, burned at the stake after all these children went missing, and was said to haunt the town from then on out. And children would actually chant, "I believe in Mary Worth," in order to ward off her attack or curses. And there's actually little evidence that a woman named Mary Worth existed, though.
I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there.
I was going to say my next sentence, but let's not kid ourselves. It happened to a lot of women back then, whether your name was Mary or not. So it is more than likely that this story is somewhat real to, they were fucking awful back then.
There's a comic illustrator named Mary Worth.
It's her.
Yeah.
That's her. So,
Here's a Wikipedia. Yeah. Newspaper, comic strip.
So, thank you, David.
Fact checked.
So the iteration, this iteration of Bloody Mary, actually makes you chant "I believe in Mary Worth" 3 times in the mirror to summon her, which is now that I think about it, the opposite effect it used to have for children.
Mm-hmm.
It used to keep her away, but I guess that summons her now.
Yeah.
Because she loves a good mirror. So, and I also wrote that Mary Worth's story has also evolved in the last couple generations, as she has now taken on a new backstory of a beautiful girl that died in a horrible car accident that now shows up horribly disfigured.
Oh, so she's not a baddie.
Well, she was.
She was, but she ain't no more.
Now she got the shit end of the shovel, and her face looks like my sandal. So, yeah, she's...
Or your dad's shoes.
Or my dad's shoes that are still... He left his shoes here.
Oh,
You know
man.
when you just leave your shoes somewhere? He had a spare. You can go barefoot to the airport. So, lastly, the most savage and my favorite Mary is in the form of not a Mary at all, but in Elizabeth Bathory. Now, she's a heavy hitter.
Okay.
So I'll just go briefly into her. So Elizabeth Bathory was a Hungarian countess who was obsessed with beauty and youth. She was also obsessed with murder and torture, as from 1519 to 1610, it is said that she tortured and killed over 650 young women, although that number is debated as much higher by some. And after she would kill these girls, she would then bathe in their blood in order to stay young and keep her beauty. And see, I don't want to go too in depth because she deserves her own episode, but as you could tell from that minor description, she fits the bill of Bloody Mary pretty well.
Okay.
But yeah, she is fucked up. I think she kind of has inspired a lot of other characters. If you've seen like Hostel 2, that's a fucked up movie. But
Which one was Hostel 2?
It's the second
I know I've
Hostel.
seen. Oh, yeah, obviously, dipshit. I've
joking.
seen all of them, but I don't. It's been a while.
There's a part in that where a lady like kills somebody and then she like hangs them up and blood like goes on her and she's like, "Oh, I'm so pretty," and she's just like bathing in their blood and you're just like, "Oh, that's fucked up." But like, there's a bunch of like vampire and like weird medieval type things where like they'll bathe in blood and they think it makes them stronger, more beautiful, and it keeps them young and shit like that.
Okay.
I mean, you could even say like Melisandre from Game of Thrones is kind of like a Bathory type, you know?
As someone who watched Game of Thrones as intensely as I did, I never learned anybody's names.
Oh, she was the Red Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit. She had a name?
She had a necklace, and yeah, Melisandre. And she had a necklace. She'd take that off. She'd get like old as fuck. So like, she didn't bathe in blood technically, but she was kind of like in that wheelhouse where she might have. So although in these rituals, these mirrors are said to not only bring monsters and other horrible things, but there once was a time when the ritual was used for a much different purpose.
Okay.
So this is actually where the whole Bloody Mary lore started. It wasn't actually in horror or legend or spooky folklore at all. So hundreds of years ago, actually it touches on it, but hundreds of years ago, pubescent girls curious about their destined true loves would walk backwards up a flight of stairs, then peer into a mirror in a darkened room while holding a candle. This was said to reveal the face of their future husband. Sometimes, however, a skull materialized, signifying death before getting the chance to marry. Which is very interesting. So basically...
What about the ones that fell down the stairs and died?
You can only fall up the stairs and crack your head and then go all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They
saw the skull.
Those are skulls.
Yeah.
Those are skulls across the board.
There's a laughing skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, although we love folklore here, I would not be doing it justice if I didn't give science a little word in there as well. So science deserves a little word, right?
Yeah, science.
It's all folklore, but let's get some science in there.
You know, I love the spooky shit, but I am a man of science.
You are. So I know that. You know so much about koalas.
Yeah, they have chlamydia.
Not syphilis.
Not syphilis.
So it is also said that staring into a mirror, for science sake, in a dimly lit room for a prolonged period can cause one to hallucinate as well. Facial features may appear to melt, distort, disappear, and rotate, while other hallucinatory elements, such as animal or strange faces, may appear as well. Giovanni Capulto of the University of Urbino writes that this phenomenon, which he calls the strange face illusion, is believed to be a consequence of dissociative identity effect, which causes the brain's facial recognition system to misfire in a currently unidentified way. Other possible explanations for the phenomenon include optical illusions and possibly self-hypnosis. So,
self-hypnosis is a wild idea.
So, although they say it is based in science, they don't really know how your brain works when you see these images, when you see your face and you look in a mirror for a while. They don't know like what fires, what makes you do this. So like in the grand scheme of things, it could definitely be some kind of supernatural event going on.
Yeah.
So they don't even know. So I just wanted to end with this. Although the history of Bloody Mary is convoluted, sometimes twisted, and maybe even false altogether, I urge you, if you're brave enough, to do your own research to see if the legend is true. Go into your bathroom, turn off the lights, spark up a candle, and peer deeply into the mirror, saying the cursed words, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and see if you survive long enough to tell others that Mary does exist and waits for you just beyond that reflective surface. Ooh, it's so spooky. No, there's just ibuprofen behind there and a comb.
And some expired condoms.
You keep those in your medicine cabinet?
No. I'm not talking about my medicine
I always
cabinet.
keep some expired condoms nearby just in case.
To prank my friends.
I just want a son.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
prank your friends.
They need one. I give it to them, and they got a kid.
I hope that's the prank. I hope that's the prank you're pulling on them. Anyway, well, that's the legend of Bloody Mary. She's I I was going to say I've actually done this before when I was in elementary school. I went into, there's a daycare program after school, and everybody was talking, and everybody was going to the bathroom and doing the Bloody Mary thing. And I went in there.
How old were you?
No, it was like a daycare after, it was like a, I don't know, it was like
After school special.
Exactly, whatever you want to call that. And I think I was in like 4th grade, and everybody was going in there and saying it, and then I went in there, and I knew like it kind of wasn't real, but I was like legitimately fucking scared when I said it. I like didn't want to say it the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was gonna be like a haunted mansion type shit. They're gonna be hitchhiking through the mirror, fucking get in my car. You didn't pay for any gas. Get the fuck out of my car.
Free gas
And you
equals
brought-
free ass or grass.
And you brought that chain ball around your fucking ankle too. That's just weighing down the car. I'm not getting good mileage at this point.
What is that? What is that bumper sticker?
Grass and ass makes me pass gas.
Good enough for me.
That's it. Let's make it. Okay, well, that's Bloody Mary. So,
All right. Well, so today I'm going to talk about a topic that is actually unbelievable that we haven't covered yet. At least I don't think we have.
we're kind of going with the classics today.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we've covered this, but
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting if we have.
But today we are going to talk about the mystery of D.B. Cooper.
No, you fucking asshole. I fucking hate you.
Wait, no, never mind. Never mind. Today we're going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh. So we have brushed up on, I told David this because he mentioned, we give each other one word.
We need to do like a spreadsheet of all the things we've done at this point.
Yes, we
because
do.
I forget and I'm just like, I don't care.
So yeah,
Do it again.
We do like this thing where we give each other a one-word description to make sure that we're not doing the same story because we don't tell each other before we tell these out loud.
Yeah.
And my word was bloody and his was triangle, so I put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, pretty easy.
And I got nervous that we actually did the Bermuda Triangle already, but I don't think we have.
Yeah, I don't think
but
we
we
have.
did cover a story of Amelia Earhart crashing, and
Yeah.
that is also always associated with.
But it's also when we first started this podcast, we said that we didn't want to do the ones that have been done 100 times over.
Yeah, we wanted to find deeper cuts.
And so sometimes it's kind of like, the searches aren't going so well, so you gotta pull up a classic like this.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
let's
let's not kid ourselves. There's always we have more knowledge than any of those podcasts
we're
out there.
so much smarter than anybody.
You guys are listening to this podcast for a reason, right? Not
Yeah.
because your grandpapper put it on and he
Yeah.
said, "You listen to this while I'm gonna make you watch a John Wayne movie."
Yeah, he's gonna turn the John Wayne on mute, and you're gonna listen to us. Sometimes the words might catch, and you'll be like, "Hey, that kind of looks like that's what he's saying," but it's not, because this is us, and we're not John Wayne Gacy or John Wayne.
Oh, good ref.
Yeah.
I like that.
You get these movies where it's like Sharknado and shit. It's amazing that there hasn't been one that's like John Wayne Gacy, but it's John Wayne, but it's also John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, it's like a clown cowboy. Oh, is it Joker? Wait.
Indian Joker?
Wait. You know, me and
We'll
John
get
Wayne
the
Gacy
Oscar.
share the same birthday,
Yeah.
and we weigh the same, and we do the same stuff.
You have the same charming smile. So,
You just keep flattering me. This is good.
so I'm sure y'all already know about the concept of what the Bermuda Triangle is, but I want to jump into the exacts of the place and what exactly happens there. So let's dive into it. I mean, like I said, dive.
No,
in.
I was gonna say no pun intended. Is
Yeah.
everything sunken in there?
Yeah. So the Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, or do you know the other one?
Black triangle. I don't know.
The Hurricane Alley,
Oh,
which is like probably a more like realistic scientific.
is that like the Disney Channel movie Alley Cat Strike Back? Or is that not like that at all?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, please continue.
That's all I have. So is a very loosely drawn up area that, for the most part, makes a pretty decent rectangle. Not rectangle. Why'd I type rectangle?
Hey, we're off to a good start, baby. You got
Yeah.
fruit leather on the mind.
What's even better is my next sentence I said rectangle again. Oh, I got soup brains.
I literally just said how this podcast had really good information, and you're gonna drop this shit on us?
Oh, Just wait till this other sentence coming up.
Here we go. Here we go.
So what makes it a triangle? It is that the area where the mysterious things happen takes place in between 3 points of interest, making it a triangle.
Hey, that's good.
Quick geometry, booyah.
You got that right.
But this area sits between Bermuda, where it gets its name, Puerto Rico, and Florida.
Really? Is it weird that I didn't know where it was?
Yeah, it's actually pretty close to like the United States.
I did not know
America,
that.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was more southern.
No, but you know how it is with Florida. We kind of just snip that part off. That's not.
We love all you Floridians, though.
Yeah, we do.
You keep our podcast going.
You guys really do. So now when it comes down to the actual triangle itself, it is widely argued where exactly the madness begins and where it ends. Some argue that the area of doom is anywhere between 500,000 to 1,500,000 square miles.
That means nothing to me.
I'm just saying, like,
No,
people argue it's either like anywhere from 1 to 3 times the size.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people argue where it exactly is.
But you know, like when somebody says a number is so big that you can't even fathom how big that is, so you're just like, that just sounds like a lot.
Well, I'm saying it's either 100 miles or 300 miles, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why can't people decide on this? It's in between 3 islands, correct?
Yeah. But
I guess it does move since it's water.
yeah, you can't stick a flag on the water. Well, some even believe that the area reaches all the way to the Irish coast.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's not even a triangle.
I've never even looked at a map.
They're like, we got a rhombus on our hands. Fuck, this is not gonna sound good.
The
Here,
Bermuda rhombus.
here, let David name it. Rectangle again. Okay, thanks, David. David.
The raunchy rectangle. The ravish rectangle.
Please stop.
So now the obvious part of this story is that everybody knows that this is an area where boats and ships magically disappear. But the thing about that is there's a lot of the stories that don't exactly say that much. They don't say that the boats and the planes disappear. I'll get into it, which I actually didn't know. Which leads to many people point the finger that what's going on there is paranormal or even extraterrestrial because no one can really figure out what the hell is going on.
That's a good point. But may I drop something on you before you say something? And it's not, I know I'm interrupting you, but did you ever think that maybe since it's called Hurricane Alley, maybe they got picked up and they're in a magical land?
It's possible.
That goes by the name of?
We'll get to that. Don't say it.
Really?
Yeah, of
No
course.
fucking way.
Of course. Everything leads back to that place. So where does it all begin? The earliest accident that was noted takes us back to September 17th, 1950, where an article was published by the Miami Herald by Edward Van Winkle Jones.
I've heard of a Van Winkle. Is that the guy that climbed up the mountain and bowled with dwarves?
There's a few Van Winkles. But
Rip Van Winkle. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, but is that a baseball guy?
No. He climbed up a mountain when he heard dwarves bowling up there, or giants.
Well, maybe he did it when he knocked his baseball all the way up
He hit
there.
a homer.
Homer.
Hey,
He hits dingers.
homie.
He took notice of things that things started to go missing in the area. But the true story that really stirred the mystery was the Flight 19 case. Do you know the Flight 19 case?
I know nothing. That's too low of a number for
See,
me to know.
that's part of the reason why I picked this story. It was like everybody knows what the Bermuda Triangle is, but like I feel like not many people actually know of like the stories around it.
It's so popular. It's like a movie that's so popular that you don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, it's so.
You've already heard all the spoilers. And
They're like, go see Parasite, and you're like, I'll eventually see it. But
no, go see Parasite. That movie's incredible.
I saw it too. It was really good. But Breaking Bad's another one. A lot of people go, I've never seen Breaking Bad because like
or Lost.
It's just people keep telling me to see it. You know?
Yeah. So Flight 19 was a group of 5 Grumman TBM Avenger torpedo bombers. So just planes. That's just a fancy way of saying they're fucking military planes.
Bat bombs?
Yeah, bat bombs. So these 5 planes went missing while flying into the Bermuda Triangle on December 5th of 1945. So this is 5 years before the article came out. When all 14 airmen of the flight team went missing, along with their planes, the United States Navy sent a 13-man Martin PBM Mariner flying boat to search for the men, but that ship went missing as well with all men on board.
Oh, fuck. They just doubled down and lost it all.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 27 men. Yeah, I don't know.
That ain't much.
None of these men were ever found, and no cause for their disappearance was ever determined. Now, with multiple cases of boats, planes, and people missing, there have been plenty of people who are dying to see what's happening there. And sometimes, when the answer is not within sight, we jump to the unexplained. There have been numerous writers who have attempted to give an explanation to, what may lie behind, beyond comprehension of what we could, figure out what's going on out there.
Beneath the murky waters of the
Exactly.
ocean.
Weird shit's going on. Why do we gotta be scientific? Let's just say it's something we don't understand.
I think it's a cracking.
So one of these ideas likes to put blame to leftover technology from the mythical lost continent of our beloved
Antarctica. Atlantis?
Atlantis.
Oh, no, that's south.
Well, so just in case it's not frozen under the ice of Antarctica, could it be possible that it is in the center of the triangle?
Ooh, they got all their cell phones down there. There's a reason why planes tell you to turn off your cell phone.
It is.
Because
Well,
Atlantis goes and fucks everything
you
up
can't
for
hit their
everyone.
geotag. Because
Right.
then I'd be like, oh shit, someone Snapchat and got our geotag of Atlantis. They know.
Yeah, you can't hit their geotag. You can't hit their quan. Mm-hmm. Hit the quan.
Oh, that's what. Okay. Well, so the Bimini Road.
I believe you.
Do you know what the Bimini Road is?
Not even a little bit.
Which is also known as the Bimini Wall, is a large underwater rock formation that many believe, with its perfect shape of limestone, that it was created by man from an ancient civilization. So many
Ooh.
quickly point towards Atlantis.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess it's just like this perfectly cut, like half
Wall
a mile long
underwater.
wall. Yeah, of limestone.
Is it high enough for boats to crash into, or is it they're just saying?
I
that
believe
it's-
so.
They're just saying that it's like in there. Oh, okay.
I think it's close enough that you could crash.
Whoa, interesting.
But people like to say that this wall was a part of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And so this Bimini Road also overlaps into where the boundaries of the Bermuda Triangle is.
Wow. I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
And also, there's a little fun fact that a psychic named Edgar Cayence made his prediction that Atlantis would be found in 1968, which was the same year that we found the Bimini Wall.
Okay, he doubled down and he's like, we need to find something out there. He started building the Bimini Wall right when he said that.
Yeah, he was out there with a little shovel.
I need more limestone. Sir, we only got lemon stone. Oh, that joke is really good.
That's a ripe one.
That's a 7-Up joke for you.
No, if it wasn't Atlantis, what is another idea?
I said Kraken.
Kraken?
You know what a Kraken is?
I do know what a Kraken is.
Everybody's seen Pirates, right?
Yeah, you can't remember a quote from it, but yeah, we remember it. Fucker.
Parlay.
You guessed it, aliens.
Aryans.
Now, where to start with this? Well, our one dude who has a holiday but probably shouldn't because he did a lot of fucked up shit.
Abraham Lincoln. I'm joking, it's Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus was sailing, about to discover North America when he spotted a UFO in the waters near the Bermuda Triangle.
Chilling in the waters?
Mm-hmm.
Crashed or just chilling?
Well,
Riding the wave, get a waterbed up in there.
an entry into his sailing log on October 11th, 1492, man, that's an old date, read, "The land was first seen by a sailor called Rodrigo de Triana."
He's the one that first saw America?
No,
Or the land?
we'll
Or
get into it.
Okay, sorry.
I'll start again. The land was first seen by a sailor named Rodrigo de Triana. All right. Although, that's another typo, although the admiral at 10 o'clock that evening, standing on the quarter deck, saw a light, but it was so small a body that he could not affirm it to be land. Calling to Pero Guertes, who was the groom of the king's wardrobe,
None of these are jobs anymore.
No, they are not.
He's like, he was the looker, and he was the man who put on the king's underpants.
So he said that Perot saw the light and began to look away, which he did, and then he saw it. So he started to look away. He thought he saw it, looked away, and then saw it again. And was like, "Holy shit! There's a light out there."
Oh.
And then there's another quote saying he did the same to Rodrigo Sanchez of Segovia, whom the king and queen had sent with a squadron as the comptroller, but he was unable to see it from his situation. So some of the guys on the boat could see this light, some could not.
Huh.
The admiral again perceived it once or twice, appearing like a light of a wax candle moving up and down.
See, that's what's interesting. Is that's what I was about to say? Is that there's no, I mean, there's lights,
Well,
but not
I'll get into
lights.
that. I'll get into that.
It's all candles.
Which some of the indication they thought it was land, but the admiral held it to certain that land was not near.
How would he know?
Well, so that's what's crazy. So seeing a bright light out in the middle of the ocean 400 years before electricity would have been super confusing.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly not, if this was, you buy into it, it's a UFO or whatever, it's clearly not a fucking candle. It's got to be they just didn't have another way of explaining that they saw
Yeah.
a full-on headlight.
It's the light. It's the only light they know. They're like, oh, a candle.
Yeah.
You can't describe a plasma gun when we don't have plasma guns.
Exactly. And so they said it was going up and down in the water.
Interesting.
And so a lot of people now believe that entry log was referring to a UFO because they just didn't have any other, they weren't just gonna be like, oh, that's a UFO. Because why would they know that was a UFO?
And this was in the waters of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes. So they believe there's a UFO sitting in the water, and then they saw it and they started to kind of go up and down a little bit in the water, and then it took off.
That's kind of wild.
So now, much like what Columbus and his crew spotted, many people over the years have reports and sightings of strange lights flying objects in the skies over the triangle. Now I'm going to briefly cover some of the big disappearances of the 1,000 plus people who have gone missing in the area.
1,000 plus?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. So the Ellen Austin, which is a ship, supposedly came across a derelict ship, which the Ellen Austin attempted to sail tandem with because they talked to them and they said they're going to New York. So oh, we're going there too. We'll just, sail tandemly.
What's a derelict ship?
That is, I think, what is the actual definition of derelict?
I don't know. I thought it was like a fucking kid that didn't go to school or something. That's truancy. Oh no. Oh no.
It's a very poor condition.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like a shitty looking boat, I guess.
Oh, okay.
A worn down
boat. Oh, now I'm thinking of truancy. Would you say derelict?
Derelict.
Okay.
So they saw this beat up boat, and so they decided to sail tandemly with it. And then after some time, the boat just went missing. And then after some time, the Ellen Austin boat met back up with the ship. And when they saw it, they tried to get close to it to talk to them, and the boat was completely empty. There's no one on it.
What?
Yeah.
What? And
I guess the boat had some really good sailors on it and stuff. They were supposed to be sought out sailors that were really basically it was the boat was in such shitty condition that only good sailors would have been able to handle it in the waters, and so they lost track of it, and then it came back and it was just a ghost ship. There's no one on it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So next boat is the USS Cyclops. It was another casualty of the Bermuda Triangle and resulted in the single largest loss of life in the history of the U.S. Navy not related to combat.
So it sank?
The ship went missing without a trace, including a crew of 309 people sometime after March 4th, 1918, after departing from Barbados.
Oh, wow. You say 309?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's a big one.
Yeah. So that is the single biggest loss of life.
So did those ships have lifeboats, though? What year was this?
That was 1918.
So they have lifeboats.
You think so?
They've built a boat, a giant cruise boat.
It makes you wonder if like Navy boats have lifeboats.
They have to, right?
I don't know, because they're like, I don't know. If we can't survive, no one can, kind of thing. Like,
Go down to ship, it's honor.
exactly.
But no, it's so strange. I mean, like, even if there are, like, I assume that there would be lifeboats. You know, I don't know when the Titanic went down. I'm guessing the 40s, 50s, 40s. Oh, I feel stupid now. I don't know when the Titanic went down. I wish I could call Leonardo DiCaprio right now and ask him. But I'm just assuming that they have lifeboats. I think that they would know how to build a boat. They've built boats for centuries. China used waterways to transport everything.
Oh, the Titanic was at least 1912.
Are you fucking serious?
Uh-huh.
It sank in 1912? No way.
It was, it looks like it was out of service 1912.
What? So that means they definitely had lifeboats, which makes the story even weirder.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Who knows? Like,
true. But, like, assuming that most boats probably have that as, like, safety protocol.
yeah.
I mean, it's even stranger why nobody was found.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of terrifying.
Yeah. So another ship, a 5-mast schooner built in 1919 named the Carroll A. Deering, was found beached and abandoned near Cape Hatteras, which is in North Carolina, on January 31st of 1921. It was believed this boat was used for rum running during the Prohibition, and like the other story, this boat was completely, obviously abandoned, and none of the men were ever seen again.
And that's the weird thing, is that, like, not the ship's gone. Like, the ship sinking is one thing, but people not being on the boat anymore, and
the boat crashes. Yeah.
It's still a functional boat. Why do you leave? Why do you, like, there's no reason to go overboard.
Yeah, and it's a 5-mast schooner, which schooner, however you say that. But like you have 5 masts on a boat that takes multiple people to operate each mast. So there had to have been a lot of people, like a fair amount of people on that boat, and not one of them was ever seen again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's so fucking. The only other logical thing I could think of is that pirates killed them.
They got busted for running rum, and they just ran and never said I was on that boat. Because they didn't want to get taken down with the rum stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Or Blackbeard, maybe. I don't know when he was around. Like
we did an episode on him, but I don't remember what years that was.
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously a while back. But like, pirates could have killed him, taken him, held him hostage. Maybe they said join our crew. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that would be very Bermuda Triangle-y, right?
What if the Bermuda Triangle was just a fucking pirate gang?
That'd be cool. I won't even be mad.
Make a movie about it.
Keep your aliens. I got pirates.
Yep. So then we have the Douglas DC-3, which was a plane that disappeared on December 28th, 1948, on a flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami. No trace whatsoever of the plane was ever found, and all 32 passengers were never seen again.
Oh my God. Pirates can fly.
They're flying now.
Flying pirates.
They got a big blimp with a claw.
Oh my God, David. The Flying Dutchman?
There you go.
We figured it out.
We're
We're cracking this case. Pirates, we know it's you.
wide open.
We know it's you, pirates.
So aside from the paranormal or unexplained, there are many theories of what is happening in the area, such as compass issues. I heard something about something with magnetic issues in the area that can fuck with your compass, so you could just be going in circles for the rest of your life.
I've heard of that.
The Gulf Stream, Gulf Stream?
The Gulf Stream is what planes use.
Well,
it swoops through North America and a lot of planes, right? That's why when you fly from East Coast to West Coast, it takes more gas because you're going against the Gulf Stream.
But it can also affect the current of the water too, so it could push boats around.
Yes.
So that's one of the excuses. Violent weather being an obvious one because it's a hot spot for hurricanes and powerful storms. And then there's just some good old-fashioned human error.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah. No.
It's something else.
So over and over again, boats and planes go into this space that we know as the Bermuda Triangle. And not all of them face the same fate, but for hundreds of years, the strange and unexplained has taken place. And as far as anyone is concerned, nothing is stopping it from continuing to happen.
They still sail through there?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That must be a trip. I mean, it's not like...
There has to be some like weird like sailors like you say like some weird like prayer to the triangle.
Yeah, but like also the same thing you said that like they don't even know if it's like how big it is technically.
Exactly.
So I mean, I wonder if a lot of people give it credence when they're going through there, or if they don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your story?
Yeah.
Oh, then you didn't even touch on the joke I was gonna say at the very beginning.
What?
You probably thought I was talking about Atlantis when I
Yeah.
said magical land. No, baby, this is a hurricane alley. It's picking up your boat and is bringing you to another magical land.
Which is
Oz.
oh come on.
It's going to. Oh, come on.
Come
They
on.
pick up houses.
That's in Kansas.
Doesn't matter. Hurricane bring you anywhere. That's the one thing I learned about hurricane.
Put on a shirt.
Put one thing I learned about hurricane, or hurricane bring you anywhere.
A hurricane will bring you anywhere.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, wow, that's super interesting. I mean, I didn't even know about all the incidences. I feel like you just hear, don't go Bermuda Triangle, people disappear there, but you don't know, like, the details.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding, as they say, you know?
The shit is on the shovel.
And the shit end of the shovel is what they received.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on the shovel. It's the shit end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's stick to.
Is that the handle or is that the tip of the shovel?
Whatever one you want to wipe with.
All right. Wait, what do you want to wipe with?
Well, the shit got there somehow.
That's true.
So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We love telling you these stories, and we love when you listen. So thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. If you guys want any more information, go to campstrange.com. We got all the hyperlinks. You guys know how to find us on Instagram. If you don't, you shouldn't have an Instagram. That's just my theory.
Yo, by the way, they need to enforce. You got to be 18 to be on Instagram. God damn it!
Why?
I'm sick of these goddamn children.
Just children in
I'm
general.
just sick of these goddamn children on Instagram. Get off the Instagram. Go back to reading your books.
They're on TikTok now.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys want merch, we got that. If you guys want to leave a review, we would love that. If you guys want to subscribe, we would like that. We'd love one thing and like another.
It'd be nice.
And, yeah, share us with your friends. Tell them all about us. They'll think you're weird for liking this podcast, but, hey, if they love John Wayne, they'll love us.
That's not a good thing to say.
What?
Did you want me to read that John Wayne quote?
No. Okay, never mind. Take that back. Just listen to us. Don't bring up John Wayne.
John Wayne had a really bad quote that he said in a Playboy interview that we Googled.
I thought it was going to be a really inspirational and knowledgeable quote in a Playboy interview.
I'm not going to read it, but you can Google it yourself. That's
Yeah.
not something we're going to read on here, but yes, he was a racist old man.
Not great. Anyway, David, like I said, we do have merch, but what else do we have for these people?
What do we have on merch?
I just asked you. You can't ask me back.
Well, I was going to say we have shirts and mugs.
Those are things we really do have.
Yeah.
But what else do we might have in the future?
Got a hedgehog covered in hair. You know how your comb, you got that one brush that has all that hair stuck in there, ladies? It's like that. And he needs your help.
Oh, okay. We have a mole with a hair coming out of it, and it's a lucky hair, so you're never gonna pull it, but you could play jump rope with your niece with it. It's a long hair.
It must be a long one.
Long mole hair. That's good luck in some countries.
I got some maracas that smell like vanilla.
I have a slingshot that shoots escargot at your neighbor.
So is it already pre-cooked? Does the slingshot cook it itself?
You shoot it so fast, the air,
The velocity cooks it?
yeah, it's like
Okay.
when if something enters the atmosphere again. Yeah.
Okay. I've got the opposite of fingerless gloves. They just go right on your fingers. Open palm.
I have Chi-Chi again.
Oh no.
Do you remember Chi-Chi?
How could I forget Chi-Chi?
Well, we sent him to boarding school.
Yeah.
He's been bad. Chi-Chi is
been a
Gary's
bad boy.
Chi-Chi is Gary's brother.
Holy shit, I keep forgetting that our sweet boy Alec gave us a tiny sombrero that Gary's been wearing. We need to upload a picture of that because that's pretty good. That's pretty great.
One of our guests and our close friend Alec gave us a sombrero for Gary that he got brought back from Mexico, and Gary is wearing it right now, and he
It
looks
looks
great.
so good.
It's really good. I think it says Mexico on there.
I can't even see the top.
You can't really see it.
He's
but
such a tall boy now. I can't even see the
he's
top of
growing
his
so
hat.
big. Chi-Chi is actually shrinking.
He's gotten smaller. He could be here. I don't even know.
God, he squeezes underneath your door and just terrorizes you. He's like, you wake up and you feel like what was that book that movie where they
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
No, you know they strap the.
You see Rick Moranis is ready for the new one? You see he's going to come out of retirement?
Is he?
Yeah.
I've been talking about that for a while. But I was just saying that, like, what's the movie where they strap the guy down and he's stuck to the ground? It's like Gulliver's Travels. That's it.
Oh, I thought you were about to say
Gulliver's Travels.
The not Evil Dead, but
that's
Army of Darkness,
no,
because
no,
they do strap him down in Army of Darkness.
But that's Gulliver's Travels too.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Anyway, I have Rick Moranis.
I've got the whole family that they shrunk, and I fit them in a wine glass. So I put duct tape, I poke some holes so they can breathe. But boy, they need some food.
I have the Keymaster, and I am the gatekeeper. You're not even a...
I don't know what that is.
It's a Ghostbusters thing.
What was that one? What was that one movie where the kid went into the cartoon world, Bookmaster?
Oh my God, it was Macaulay Culkin.
Was it?
Yes.
See, I thought it was like a fake Macaulay Culkin.
It was like Macaulay Culkin.
I thought it was just like a little blonde kid that kind of looked like him. That
if it's a little blonde kid in the 90s, it's Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
That's the only kid that existed.
They need to reboot that series.
That's a good one. Pagemaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them was a pirate.
What?
One of the books was a pirate.
Yeah, okay. I forgot it. I don't know.
You're not even a fan.
I don't remember yesterday. Been hit in the head too many times.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
Keep good care of your old books, Make sure they look good. Give them a good little scrub with a clean toothbrush. Don't wet in the toothbrush. Just, get some of that gunk out of there. Because those books are priceless. And when the society collapses, that's all we'll have is the paper. The paper will remain. The knowledge will stay with us. We will rebuild through the books. So don't just trash your books. Kiss your books. Caress your books. Maybe even get into the whole world of rebooking the books, so you can put your favorite book in a nice leather casing, and with that that leather casing with that gold, that beautiful gold font, and
don't forget.
Make sure you get a bookmark that's nice and thin, so it doesn't ruin the book. You get a bookmark that's too thick, like a pepperoni slice, it's gonna damage the pages. You gotta get something real nice and thin. Maybe put your name, your address,
And
your favorite
don't
hobby, and your favorite food on it.
And don't forget to stay strange.